Intuitive viewers, how are you? I intended to get on over the weekend and it just didn't happen. I was getting messages, but they were kind of, to tell you the truth, they felt a little jumbled. I felt like I needed time to kind of sort them out. And that happens sometimes, especially when there's a lot happening, and there's a lot that is going to happen. You're picking up bits and pieces, and sometimes you have to take some time to kind of figure out and put the pieces together so at least they're cohesive or they make sense. So I had to kind of sort through some things, and I wasn't quite ready over the weekend, but here I am now. So there you go. We're all, at least I was thrilled about the indictment. I was happy for the rule of law. I was happy for our country. I was happy that we're making a stride in the right direction to help us remain a democracy. So I was happy about that. And so I did have some messages that I wanted to share with you, and I hope that they help over the next few weeks, months, what we may be seeing. I kind of asked about the next 3 months just because I was curious about how this was going to play out and what was going to be happening, what we can kind of expect. And so I'm just going to kind of go through the messages as I got them and then kind of how I interpret them. And I invite you to, as I say the words and say the things, that any visions or pictures that you get, that may be what your instincts are and what you're picking up. You may pick up something further than where I got. So, trust those instincts and those things that come to you, because I'm sure you'll get things too. So yeah, so pay attention to those. And if you want to share them, definitely share them in the comments and discuss it with each other, because there may be other things there. The first thing I got is for tomorrow. I did see Marjorie Taylor Greene is being highlighted and overstepping in some way. I feel like it's going to be something she says. We all know she has a big mouth, but it could be in some other way, but there's something about overstepping with her. I did see protests and counter protests. So I felt like there would be a lot of people around, and I felt like it would be controlled, but there might be some little skirmishes. I think we talked about that before. I felt like a ton of press. Obviously, it's the first time this is happening, but I did feel just like a lot of people, curious people around as well. And then also people that have very strong views about on one way or the other. I did feel like Trump might do some kind of talk or speech, and it will be very interesting as this unfolds, as he realizes how little control he actually has. He's always trying to take control of the narrative, take control of this, take control of that. He's going to go through this whole process and he is going to have very little control. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with his psyche, because I feel like there's going to be some kind of a breaking of some kind. And how the form that takes, I'm not sure. It just feels like a breakdown or a breaking of some kind. I also heard gag order. So I think they may place a gag order, a partial gag order on him just to keep people safe. I also saw some, and this I'm just going to give you exactly what I saw, and this is for entertainment purposes only. I saw some planning of some violent activities. I saw guns, masks, small groups, and I heard off-grid. So there's something about that. And we know that they have these people that have some odd ideas and have been radicalized, basically. So, and I also heard signal. So they're waiting for some kind of real or imaginary signal that they're going to get. I did feel that we should pray for our authorities, FBI, people to be on top of these things, and also family members to turn people in or be vocal about these things. That, you know, if I'm seeing these things, it means they're changeable. They're not unchangeable. So I think prayer is just to thwart these things if they're in the works, to kind of thwart them and throw them off, so that they are not able to do what they want to do. I did feel that there were going to be arrests tomorrow of some kind. I don't know if it's, I don't think it's arrests. I think it might be just people arrested. And again, depending on how much control there is and how calm they can keep people, that will depend on that. But I did see that possibility of some arrests tomorrow. And then I also wanted to say that I did feel like Bonnie Willis and E. Jean Carroll were going to be coming up either near the end of spring or summer. And I felt these would both be successful. So, and again, adding to that, the piling on of Trump. And if you've watched this from the beginning, you know that from the King Kong vision that I always go back to, because that was one of the first ones I got about Trump, is that he'll go down fighting and angry, and it will be more than one thing that takes him permanently down. It's not going to be just one case or just one person. It's going to be many things. And that it's a lesson for us all. It's the end of an era. It's going to be a major shift in our politics and in the way that we and the way we operate. And so it's going to be a big deal. And so my guides were kind of like, take things in small doses. Don't overdose on this stuff. You know, get little updates and try not to be glued to the TV or completely immersed in this, because it will take you down emotionally, because there are going to be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of kind of, you know, it's going to be kind of roller coastery. So, because there will be wins and losses, and there'll be, you know, things that are really good and things that are not so great. And the point is that we're going to be moving in the right direction, and it may be one step forward and a couple steps back, and one step forward and a couple steps back. So to be completely immersed in it and involved in it, it's going to wear you out. So their guidance was just to dip in and then dip and then go back to your just regular life, and also to really take care of yourself during this time. You know, watch nice things, look up fun videos, read a good book, you know, hang out with us in the club if you're in the club, or hang out on other, you know, lives and stuff that are where they're having kind of nice conversations or talking about spiritual things that just uplift you. Listen to music, you know, dance around, you know, just making sure that you're kind of keeping your own vibration very high. I did want to say that there was this feeling too that the whole gun thing was going to be reaching ahead pretty soon. And I found that a little surprising, because it just feels like we just can't get any momentum there. But it felt like there were going to be some cases coming that were kind of going to be kind of challenging some of these gun laws. that are just, open carry guns everywhere. It seems like it's something like that, where they're going to kind of be challenging something like that, that's going to go up and up and up the courts, and kind of be some kind of turn that we need in this fight, to kind of get some safety for all of us against people that just want to have guns. I did see something about insurance as well. So there might be some where you have to get some kind of insurance, or expensive insurance or something. I did see that as well. And I don't know how soon these things are. They just kind of came in. So, and sometimes, my guys will bring in things that give us hope, that let us know, listen, don't give up, because this is kind of how this is going to happen. I did see a lot of people protesting. There might be a lot of protests this summer about some different things. And I feel it's very interesting, because I feel like over the next several months, they're going to understand, they meaning like Republican lawmakers, are going to understand how in the minority they are. They've had kind of they've kind of had this megaphone, and it's made us feel like there are way, way more of them than there are. They're just not. None of the things they do are popular. People don't like it. People are tired of the drama. All the drama queens out there, having a fit every day. People are tired of it. Most people, and I've said this before, and I get this message consistently, that most people they just want to have their family, have a nice Sunday out, have a vacation once in a while, go to work, get along with their workmates. They want to, maybe have a car, maybe have a place to live, whether they rent it or they own it. It's like people are very, very, a lot of them are very modest in what they want and what they want out of life. Particularly people growing up in like Gen X and stuff, they just think differently about stuff. And that's most people. So most people are really sick and tired of all of this. And they're sick and tired of like the rich not paying their taxes and corporations not paying their taxes. They see it as very, very unfair. And so a lot of these things are going to be shifting and changing over the next, I would say it seems like the next 2 or 3 years. And so as we and again, it will be kind of a swaying back and forth, but ultimately we're going in the right direction. And that's the important thing. And that's the thing to always remember, that we may have a setback today, or we may have this obnoxious thing that happens, or this, but we're heading in the right direction. And some of that is going to be, we do tend to wake up and make change through adversity. And so that's just a human thing and an American thing as well. So it's a human thing, but it's an American thing, that we tend to kind of wake up and make change when we really have to. So there will be these things things that are adversarial and things that are troubling that will come up, but they are to push us. They're to push us and to make those changes. And that these are many of these people that are exiting, going to the other side on our behalf, to make a kind of a statement as they leave. Those are planned exits, and those actions, whether it was, civil rights people a long time ago, giving their lives for their cause, or people now giving their lives for different causes, that those things those types of things need to be honored in the proper way, because it really is a contractual thing that they agreed to do. to help us move forward. And so not only should we feel, that we need to kind of pick up the torch from them and carry it forward, but there also needs to be a gratitude in that as well. And I am talking about people who have passed away in school shootings, and people that are in these situations to teach us, to push us, to make us go forward. We're trying to get to a point where we have an understanding that we are spiritual beings here having a human experience, and in that be able to cooperate, help each other, support each other, see each other as equals, to not put one person above someone else. And that's what we're moving towards. And it would seem like we are a long way off, but like I said, most people really just want to get along, and they want other people to live and let live. They want people to just be happy in their life. We have a troublesome, shrinking group in the world, in the United States too. We have some leaders, right, that are trying to, spread corruption and do what they do. And this is all about an aggressive, more masculine energy. And when I say masculine, I don't mean like all men are like this. It just means those qualities of wanting power and wanting to dominate and those kinds of things. And those are releasing, and they'll be kind of not exiting completely, but balanced out by a more compassionate, loving, more feminine. You hear about the rise of that kind of feminine energy coming up, and really what it is a balancing. And so that is what we're ultimately moving towards, and that's evolution. So that can't really be stopped. You can't stop it. You can slow it down, as we've talked about before, but you can't stop it. And so as we see these things unfold, know that even the stuff that's like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Those things are to wake us up, make us respond, and push us in the direction that we are ultimately going. There's a little bit of trust and faith that kind of needs to be put into play here. And so I hope this doesn't come along as preachy. I'm just sending the messages is all I'm doing. And so that's how I interpreted the visions that I got, feelings that I got, emotions that I got, physical feelings that I got, and also things that I heard. So I hope this kind of helps, and I hope it tells you kind of where we're headed. Like I said, I did get arrests very strong. So there's going to be more arrests as far as people involved with Trump. The arrests of lawmakers is coming. I did feel that there was going to be some movement out of, if you can believe it or not, with Merrick Garland. I feel like there was going to be some movement there in some way. I also heard FBI raid. So something else is going to be raided, or someone else is going to be raided by the FBI. I got that as well. It just felt like it was going to kind of be a crazy spring and summer. So it's kind of like, hold on to your, fasten your seatbelt, but also, live your life and sprinkle in lots of love and joy and playful, fun, and dip into the news. And as we prepare to go forward, find those causes you want to give to, find ways you can help or make, do something. Remember your prayers and putting out that love and light, and really trying to make a difference in that way. Energy is energy. You know, pushing forward that good energy is always a great idea, and it's always helpful. So if you feel on those days you feel like you feel helpless, you don't know what to do that. Send out some good love and light to the country, to the world. All right. So I hope that that gives you some idea of what's coming. And we'll just all kind of, buckle our seatbelts and and hang out together like we have been. I will see you this Thursday on Thursday Night Live. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys, and have a great week. All right. Bye.